Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnabrin Plays Final Fantasy VII. I am Carnabrin, and we have just finished learning all about Cloud's past through his retelling of the story of him and Sephiroth and why that guy's not so good news. So we're just going to clear up Kalm, finish going through the town, and move on to the world map here. There's an item here, can't reach it. Still can't reach it. Still can't reach it. Still can't reach it. Can't reach it. Cloud gets upset, kicks, and he gets it. Dropped a Mega Elixir. That is the earliest Mega Elixir you can get in the game, as far as, to the best of my knowledge. And you get it through pure persistence. It took me years to figure that out. It was always just an item that I never thought you could get. Listen to me. Just now, some guy in a black cloak walked east toward that grassy field. And he's got this killer sword and is looking real scary. Oh. Okay. You're convenient. This guy just came up to us and basically just said, Sephiroth went that way. Tourists, huh? There's some things you should know that'll come in handy when you travel around the world. Want me to tell you what they are? Sure. Then let me explain how you... Oh, God. Well then, oh good, I was hoping it was going to lock, I was thinking it was going to lock me into a tutorial. But I'm good. I'm good, buddy. I got it, 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 I got it. No, I'm good, thank you. Once you're on the world map, you guys said menu, save anywhere. Well then, bon voyage, yes. We now have access to the world map. And the world map you can save anywhere, and you can ride Chocobos if you can catch them, and fight random monsters in different areas depending on what the area looks like and all this stuff. Good stuff to know, but oh, I'm sure I won't shut up about that once I get out there. Thanks to Shinra Inc. Developing Mako energy for us, everything's more convenient now. Yep, so this is a Mako energy run town. You can see here in the middle that is the I guess what we call a boiler or an engine, or this isn't a reactor, I don't think. But I think this reroutes the Mako energy to the town from a reactor that's maybe a little further away. Might actually be rerouting it from Midgar, because this is the closest town to Midgar. Let's see, let's talk to this lady. Thanks to Mako energy, life's pretty darn convenient thanks to Shinra. Don't you think? You're full of it. But I'd hate to think of what life would be like without Mako energy. So actually, I think talking to this woman, if you say... Oh, no. Yeah, Mako Energy's made our lives much easier, and it's all thanks to Shinra Inc. And I think you can open this. There's an item, ether. Just steal her stuff. She doesn't seem to mind. Neither does anybody else that we're going to be stealing stuff from. And upstairs is her little sister, who I think has a different opinion about Mako Energy. Let's see. Mako Energy's made things a lot more convenient, but seems like a lot of plants and animals have been disappearing at a rapid pace. Yes, it's poisonous. I think the old life was better. Don't you think so? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah, sure I'm right. You think so too, don't you? I thought things were better when I was able to play with animals. Yeah, so animals and plants are dying, and they're being replaced by these weird monsters that are either created or attracted to the Mako energy. Which is no good. Let's see what this guy says. Did you say you came from Midgar? I used to live there too, but I hear they got a lot of troubles lately. Yeah, the company's like dropping plates on people and things are exploding. Not great. I think if you open this, he has a dog, and if you talk to the dog runs over and says, well, and that serves absolutely no purpose. But this is a fun little thing you can do. It'd be funny if you talk to him. He's like, "Why'd you let the dog out?" There's an ether up here. Now this chest says locked. Can't open it. And no, there are other chests in this town that like you can't interact with. Like it doesn't have this message. This chest, I have never figured out if you can open this or not. And I looked online and I read through strategy guides, and none of them have mentioned this, like if this is a thing or not. And it drives me insane. Because there are puzzles like this where, like, it seems like it's nothing, but because it has like a little line like this, you can interact with it and get something from it. And I've never been able to figure out if this is one of those areas. And I've never seen anyone mention it or anything like that. But, whatever. One day maybe I'll solve the mystery. Or maybe there is no mystery. Alright. Let's check in this tall building. There was a suspicious-looking man in a black cloak. He was carrying a wicked-looking sword. Why doesn't anyone believe me? I'm all alone. Oh, we super believe you. So Sephiroth is straight up just walking around. He apparently showed up in Midgar, and now he's heading out to the fields, to the, I think it's west. No, to the east, I think. Well, we'll see when we get up on the world map. But people are like, yeah, this is this crazy looking guy. My older brother's so stupid. He's so embarrassing, I could just puke. This is what every girl thinks of their older brother. When I grow up, I'm going to be a soldier. That's why I'm training hard now. See, he's just like Cloud. Yeah. And he's also like every other boy. I will take your guard source. See you later. So that item is actually one of the field. So guard sources are a special item. Actually, we have two. I don't know where we even got the other one. So these raise vitality. So these are a special kind of item that where if you use it on a character, it will permanently raise that stat of that character, and through these you can make your characters much stronger than they would be through just regular leveling, making them like some of the more important items in the game. And that's any source item. There's speed source, guard source, magic source. All of those increase your character stats, so you really want to seek them out. I hear that the natural resources near reactors are being sucked dry. We're better off with them bringing in the Mako energy. So this guy's like, oh, I hear the natural resources near reactors are being sucked dry, but that's fine. I heard President Shinra was killed and his son Rufus, the new president, was badly hurt. Hey, I bet that's news to you. Don't care. Don't care. If you're going to travel, you best keep an eye on what Shinra's doing. Famous floating city Midgar. Just once I'd love to see it in person. Oh, actually, in this house I missed a, you can go up these, did I go up here? You can go up these stairs. I must have been bullshitting. But yeah, you can look out through this window. I think it's, yep, there it is. And you can see the town. See? Isn't that a weird touch? Once again, like that's the only window that you can look out of in the entire game, I think. Like that. Just a weird touch. And yeah, from that from the chest up there, we got the Peacemaker, which is a crazy good item that we won't use for a long time. Is it true that Shinra made a monster? It's true. Yeah, well, either way, as long as they're using the reactor, we can't stand up to Shinra. Yeah, so you gotta stop using it, lady. Another ether. Setting us up for our journey. It's funny how the people here are kind of like thinking about the things that are relevant to your story. I got my health and enough to eat. All's well. The world's at peace. All's well. Yeah, it's super at peace. Being sucked dry and monsters everywhere. Everything's A-okay. This is like people in real life. Oh, everything's fine. There's no global warming. My old man was a miner, but he couldn't go to work after the monsters started appearing in the mineral mine. Now all he does is sit around getting drunk at the bar. Ah, there's some Mithril mine lore. They mined it from Mithril. Stay out of the kitchen! Alright, sorry. What if I want to go? Stay out of the kitchen! I used to work at a coal mine down south called a coal. Oh, they didn't mine for Mithril. They mine for coal. Why call it the Mithril mine if you're not mining for Mithril? But right around then, monsters started appearing. After that, business went to pot, and now I spend days here drinking. Yeah, I'm stinking drunk. I heard terrorists bombed a Midgar reactor. There sure have been a lot of dangerous accidents recently. I hate it, just hate it. Yep. I hope those terrorists get what's coming to them. Let me tell you. So you can see on the screen, on the TV, there's like the news from the Midgard news. I'm not sure what the other pictures are. Oh, that looks like the burning where Cloud and Co escaped. I don't know what that is. Let's see what this guy has to say. It seems there was this group called Avalanche running around, but I guess they finally got wiped out by Soldier. Shinra's trying to eliminate anyone who stands up to them. It don't matter if we like it or not, Shinra's taken over, and we gotta live with it. That's kind of depressing. I feel the same way about Disney. They're just taking over. There's nothing we can do. I also feel that way about the Republican Party, but whatever. Let's not get political, shall we? This is the item store. Let's see what the item store has for sale. Ba-ba. Oh, you can actually buy hypers and tranquilizers now. That's cool. Really nothing we need. Maybe I should buy some tents. But that's okay. I'll have plenty of other opportunities. This is the materia store. So this stuff is so common that these stores are actually all over the place. And now we get some new magic. This is earth magic. We get another steel materia. Should I buy it? And heal. So heal... Here the translation kind of bugs me. Because in Final Fantasy, heal means to cure your status ailments, and cure magic means to heal your life. It's kind of like a... I don't know if it's specifically a mistranslation, because it's like this in older games as well, where the translating party, the translating groups were bigger. But it's kind of annoying. Oh, excuse me. Especially because some other RPGs have the have those reversed. I will buy one steel materia, I think. Let's start getting some. With 2 characters being able to steal, I think it will increase chances of getting items as we walk around the world map. This is the weapons store. So now, since we stole the Hard Edge, the Mithril Saber is actually a downgrade for Cloud, but I'll get it just so you guys can take a look at it. This is a cannonball weapon for Barret, which is basically a huge cannonball. I think it's actually a melee weapon, not a gun. The Mithril Claw for Tifa, which is one of our claw weapons, which is really cool. Full Metal Staff. This is for Aerith, and then the Mithril Armlet we don't need because we have better. Anything else? I think that's it for the whole town. You can see these are the Mako pipes that bring the energy to the houses. You see all the houses have like this steampunky kind of look to them because it's Mako energy being pumped into the houses. And I think that's it. I think that's it for Kalm. So let's head out into the world map, and actually let's take a second to redistribute materia and get our characters ready for the journey. I'm just gonna probably cut this out, so see you in a second. Okay, so that is that. We're all set up and ready to explore the world. Now I want to show you guys some different things you can do here to kind of get a jump start on increasing your party's power. So let's see if we can get into a few fights here and find the monsters I'm looking for. Nope, this ain't them. Alright, here's kind of an interesting enemy. It's like a it's a motorcycle or a guy riding a motorcycle, but like he's attached to the bike, which I find quite interesting. Also, just a general tip for the game: most beasts, Devil Ride. Wow, most beasts are weak against fire. So as you're running around in the world, it's nice to have like a fire all on a character so that you can just wipe out groups of beasts at a time. Alright, so these are the enemies I was looking for. These are Custom Sweeper A's. And now what they do is, you steal from them, and you can steal Atomic Scissors, which are a new weapon for Barret. You can only steal one pair from each sweeper. Right, which is quite fantastic. But what they also do is... Oh, that wasn't it. I got excited. Is this Matra Magic, which is your first enemy skill, which Cloud just learned there. Let's have Tifa cure everybody. Now, like I said before, or I'm not sure if I explained this, but the enemy skill materia is a materia that if you equip on your character and a monster uses a certain skill against you, you will learn that skill. So I have just learned Matra Magic from this sweeper. I'm going to try stealing from the other one just to have the other Atomic Scissor just to sell it for that sweet cash. Eris can use her limit break to heal. And while we're kind of going through the flow of this fight, you can actually look at the new weapons I got. This is Eris' Striking Staff, which you've seen before. But you see Cloud has the Mithril Saber on. I put it on just to show you guys what it looks like. It's just like a basic, basic like sword, hero sword. And it's confirmed to be in the remake. Like there are screenshots already of Cloud running around with different weapons. And it seems to like be the same, same basic design, but just, in HD. Let's see if I can get this thing to drop its pair of scissors. Come on. Come on. Come on. And then I'll show you why you want to learn the enemy skill Matra Magic. Alright, I might just have to speed this up because this is taking forever. Okay, finally, just as a quick tip, although you generally want to be stealing from things just to get a general source of income as you're running along, it's not like the most reliable way to make money in this game. If you're using stealing, if you're trying to steal from every enemy just to make sure that you get every item as much as you can as you go through the game, you will die of old age before you make a decent amount of money. So maybe don't rely on that too much. Alright, so for this fight, just very quickly, I want to show you guys why you want to start picking up enemy skills as soon as you can. I will use the Matra Magic enemy skill that I picked up from that sweeper on this random group of enemies, and watch this shit. Cloud launches missiles from his back, and ba-boom! Destroyed! Like, it's a high amount of damage for... I think it's like 17 magic MP. It's like basically nothing. Like the damage that you get from it is way more than the MP that you have to spend on it. So it's pretty cool. A lot of enemy skills are very useful. Some take way more MP in order to perform, but a lot of them are pretty cost efficient and high damage outputting. So I'm just going to run around here and see if we can find any unique fights. If not, we'll move on to the next area, and I'll skip through all this. Alright, those are basically all the fights that you would really want to see here. So now let's head east and follow the man with the black cape and the huge wicked sword to this area. Ah, two motorcycle guys with their drift turning. Let's cure up. Will we need two? Let's see if we'll need two. I think one cure is enough to pretty much get us back on track. Yep. This guy seems kind of resistant to fire. Let's try ice. Yep. Ice works pretty well. As do good old-fashioned beatdowns. So, as I was talking about before, those source items that you get, like there are two, like basically two general ways to deal with them, right? And one way is you use them on a character to make their strengths stronger, to like bring out what's good about that character even more. Another way is to kind of round out the characters. So, like, say for example, Tifa, her like she hardly ever misses, but her attack power is kind of low. So you can use power sources on her to kind of like increase the amount of damage she does. Therefore, like when she does attack, because she's good at hitting, she'll have a higher chance of hitting and doing extra damage if you try to run up her attack. The problem is like it takes a while for her attack to catch up to a character like Cloud's. So there's different things you can do. Like you can have her use the Death Blow materia, which has a very low hit chance, but because she has a very high hit chance, it kind of evens it out. So there's a few things you can do with the sources to kind of like build your characters the way you want them. So those, along with like the materia system, kind of give you a lot of options in this game, which I think is really cool. So here we've reached this area, which is a giant swamp, although it doesn't really... the old graphics, actually they do a pretty good job of conveying that. And as we can see, there's a large shadow kind of just drifting through this swamp, kind of gliding across the water. Or underneath the water, I should say. So what we're going to do is we're going to save our game. And let's see what this shadow is. Oh, it's faster than it moves faster than we walk. Oh, it's a giant snake. That's no good. Oh, it's a giant snake that does a shit ton of damage. That's super no good. So let's heal up and get the frig out of here. I find it funny that you can see the other characters like cheesing it. Like while Eris does her limit break. 410. That is a large amount of damage. Run away! It's a snake! Can we steal anything from it? I don't think we can. Run, 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 run! So I think as we're running, I think we count as having our backs turned. Is that true? No, nothing to steal. There we go. So that's kind of a difficult battle, and one we usually want to avoid. But let me show you guys a little trick. Okay, so apparently this is more complicated than I remember. But I'm gonna go through how to do it, just so I can show all you guys. So the real prize from interacting with this Midgar Zolom at this level is not defeating it. It doesn't really give you a lot of experience. It doesn't really give you a lot of AP for your materia. The real prize is its skill Beta, which is an extremely powerful magic spell for this level and for like half the game. But the problem is that your characters will mostly be decimated by this skill at this level, right? We're going to have a special setup here that will help our characters learn Beta. So the first thing you want to do is the character that you want to learn Beta, you got to put the talisman on them to give their spirit plus 10, which will give them more magic defense, right? So for the other characters, you're going to want... well, first you're going to want to arrange your magic. Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, so for the other characters, you're going to want Restore All. Okay, on both characters, right? Then for one of the characters, you're going to want to put Poison. And another magic attack that does a decent amount of damage. Let's say Earth for now. Okay. So on the character that you want to learn the enemy skill, of course you're going to have to put enemy skill. You're going to have to put Elemental, which is why we wanted to get this back at the Shinra HQ. And you're going to want to put Fire in the armor. Now this will help defend against fire attacks, right? Like lower the damage of fire attacks. I'm also going to put Steel just to increase the dexterity, the amount that the character hits. And we're also going to want a sense materia, because we need to sense the enemy to what do you call? To understand what its HP are at any given time. And then let's also give Tifa a way to do damage. And we'll stick it all materia in there just to get the very few AP that this guy gives, right? Alright, so that's your setup, really. Elemental Fire, make sure you're wearing a talisman. And then you need Sense, enemy skill, of course, Steel, and you need the other characters to be able to heal the entire party when necessary, right? So once you have that all set up, go ahead and save your game. I'm not going to because I'm a dope. And then rush into battle. Hello, Snake. There you are. Alright, so once you're in battle, priority 1 is sensing the snake and poisoning it. So we're going to poison it. We're going to keep everybody alive. Very good. And we're going to sense it. Now, the reason you sense the snake is you can keep track of its HP after it's sensed just by targeting it and hitting the select button. So then we're just going to deal out damage as we would normally. Again, keeping everybody alive. There you go. Now the snake is up on its hind quarters, like rearing up. So we're going to keep doing damage, but we're going to not do damage with the person we want to learn the enemy skill. We're just going to kind of defend with that person. So we're just keeping everybody up. And we're just doing damage with the side characters because we want Cloud to learn the enemy skill. We don't want to do damage with him. Alright, so he's knocking Tifa out of this, out of the battle here. Which is good, not great. Now, what could happen here that would put a real damper in our plans is he could knock out another character, which is what we don't want. So now we're just kind of staying alive. We're just waiting for poison to kind of do its work. And just defending and healing. That's all we're doing. Defending and healing. You can use Aerith's Limit Break to heal without using mana, which is fantastic. Alright, now we're seeing the Zolom's HP is getting lower and lower. Which is what we want. $479. Now we're going to attack it and hope that it counterattacks with Beta. This should do a decent amount of damage. Oh, we killed it! Oh, terrible. Alright, so I'm going to get back to that point and see if I can do it not stupidly. See if I can not murder the snake. Snake is almost dead. Hit him. He should counterattack with Beta and die, hopefully. Beta. Woo! We take it to the face. Cloud does a spinny. Oh no, he's gonna kill me. Oh, he missed! Oh, get him, Cloud! Yeah! Oh, very good. That's how you get Beta, everybody. That's how you get your very own nuclear weapon in your arsenal at level 17. So you just poison. Oh shit! I'm in the middle of snake territory. This is no good. But yeah, if you go to magic on Cloud, go to enemy skill, you have Beta. And this is a thing to have at this level. So let me cure everybody up. And let's get out of snake country. Ah! Sir, we are done with you. We have no need for any further business transactions. Run away. Escape, 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 escape. There you go. Alright, so these infinite nuclear bomb casting snakes are quite a problem at this point in the game. So, first I'm going to rearrange my stuff a little bit because I don't need to learn Beta anymore. I'll be back when that's over. Alright, so now that we know this big snake is a problem, let's check out this, looks like a farm here, and see if they know any or have any ideas on how to deal with it. And as we can see here, this is a Chocobo farm. Chocobos have been a mainstay in Final Fantasy since I think number 1, actually. We talk to this one, it says Wark, and we will respond with also a Wark. And they do a little fancy Chocobo dancey for us. I bet in the remake this is going to be a huge, like, musical number when they do this. Like, there's going to be big to-do, there's going to be explosions and fireworks and shit. And we get the Chocomog materia. And this is our first, this is actually our first ever summon materia. This one's not too bad, but usually summon materia, actually require a, or actually you take a huge hit in HP, because they're so powerful. But this one's not so big of a deal, so that's not bad. I guess I'll give it to Cloud for now. Or maybe we can give it to Eris. You know what? Let's give her 4 slots, and then we'll give her a Chocomog. There you go. That's how it's done. This is Chocobo. Thinking of crossing the marshes? Yes, we are. Then it'll probably be safer for you to get a Chocobo. That way you can zip through the marshes with the Chocobo. It's the only way to avoid being attacked by the Midgar Zolom. Midgar Zolom? It's a serpent-like creature over 30 feet tall. Yeah, we've met. It picks up on the footsteps that enter the marshes. And then, bam, it attacks. To avoid that, buy a Chocobo at the Chocobil and Chocobilly Chocobo farm. To purchase a Chocobo, please talk to my grandson. He's at the Chocobo stables at the far right at the end of the farm. By the way, there was another person heading toward the marshes. Without a Chocobo, the Midgar Zolom probably got him. It was a man in a black cape. Alright, so that means that we are going that way. Now, I think if you walk in here, yeah, he offers an inn. Sure. Thank you for your patronage. I think inns become. I think 100 gold becomes the standard of inns from this point on. Gone are the days of 10 gil for a full heal and restore of MP. Now, these are the Chocobo stables. We'll be seeing much more of these later on. Wasn't it really expensive? This is Chol. But don't be mad at my brother or grandpa. Ever since Dad and Mom died, it's been like this. I think she's talking about what we have to buy from Chocobilly. Chocobilly, do you want a Chocobo? Give me one. You old folks are out of luck. Well, old folks? Why would you even ask? We're all out of Chocobos. I'm taking care of those ones out there for someone else. You know, if you really want a Chocobo, you should go out and catch one. Why don't you go out and catch the backside of my boot, you frickin' kid? Want to know how to catch a Chocobo? Where are they? You see those claw prints out there? Wild Chocobos will appear in those areas. But if you don't have Chocobo lore, they won't come out. They're very cautious animals by nature. Chocobo lore? Chocobo lore is a type of materia which attracts Chocobos. If you equip this, they'll come to you, but without it, they won't appear. Want to know how to catch a Chocobo? How do I catch one? A wild Chocobo always appears with other monsters, but you won't be able to catch it because of the monsters. That is why you must defeat the monsters first before you catch the Chocobo. And then, also wild Chocobos are really cautious. They'll run away from the slightest things. But if you use greens, they'll focus on that and won't run away. Want to know how to catch a Chocobo? What else? Whatever you do, don't make Chocobos angry. They're usually calm, but if you get them angry, you'll get hurt. Oh, and remember, once you get off a Chocobo, it'll escape. Okay. Well then, shall we get down to business? I'll sell you the Chocobo lore for 2,000 gil right now. This is what his sister's talking about. I'll buy it. Thanks. It wouldn't hurt to buy some greens either. Oh, and how fast a Chocobo will finish eating depends on what type of greens you feed them. So I actually forget. Like, I don't think the more expensive greens actually help that much more. I'm sure there's a system, but I completely forget what it is. I'll buy 2 of these. And 4 of the cheap ones. And that'll be that. Oh, let's also sell some stuff while we're here. I'll skip this. This is just me making money. Okay. So now that our business with this boy is concluded, let's see if we can go out and catch ourselves a Chocobo to avoid that humongous snake. And follow Sephiroth through the mountains. Boo, 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 boo. Alright, so in order to catch a Chocobo, you have to run along these areas where you see the tracks and hope that you kind of run into one. So you can tell whether you've encountered a Chocobo or not, depending on the music that plays when the battle starts. So here we can tell right away that we ain't got no luck. And neither do these birds, because Tifa has a limit break all the way up. Ah ha ha! Pay dirt! Listen to this catchy Chocobo beat. So now we have to distract the Chocobo by feeding it greens and hope that we can defeat the other 2 enemies before it runs away. There's one, and I think this should actually be it. Oh no! Nice birdie. Hold still. There we go. Simple. Yeah, and I do remember, I think the cheapest greens keep them occupied for about 2 of their turns. I think it can be random, but usually the cheap ones work, so you don't have to break the bank on catching Chocobos. Alright, so now we have a Chocobo. Our field music changes to this catchy little tune, and now we move super fast. Fast enough to avoid this very angry snake. And unfortunately we have to leave our new friend because we can't take him into the caves with us. But right before we enter, we are taken aback. Did Sephiroth do this? Our enemy is someone that could do this? Amazing. Yeah, so apparently Sephiroth has, on his own, killed the snake and impaled it on a tree backwards, which is quite upsetting and is a clear indicator of how powerful the person we are chasing is. So I'm gonna, I think, end this there, and we'll continue next time in the Mithril Mines in this playthrough. So take care, everybody, and be good. Thanks for watching.